everybody. This is Dr. Flight. This is a midweek update, I guess, just a review of week one, and we're midway through that content. So I hope you have been able to access the textbook. I hope that you're finding things in Moodle and everything is going well there. So just to review a little bit about what we're doing this week, Chapter 1 deals with, it's entitled Market-Led Strategies, Strategic Management, excuse me. And it's very much an introduction to the role of marketing in the organization. There is something that's highlighted in the text called market orientation. This is a really big concept. I've added a couple extra supplemental readings to give you some more background on market orientation. Also, importantly in the text, there are 3 or 4 pages or 2 or 3 pages that have scales or questions that you could do, whether it's a survey or whatnot, of managers in an organization to measure the degree to which they are market oriented. Now, market orientation has a number of different dimensions, and each dimension is of course important for the overall construct. But that's one of the key things this chapter, I think, has. Also, the authors talk a little bit about exchanges and mutually beneficial exchanges, and exchange theory again is another big concept, and so there's some supplemental reading for that as well. A couple applications for this week that I think are helpful, that I think are interesting, if nothing else. The Encyclopedia Britannica reading that's there, and then also the Starbucks, which is your reflection for the week. Starbucks current situation with a new CEO who will be starting shortly to in a lot of ways turn the business around and potentially reinvent the concept of the brand moving forward, and what that will look like and what that should be and shouldn't be. Encyclopedia Britannica did the same thing in the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. Early to mid 2000s would be a better time frame, and there are some parallels there that reflect changing social issues and some things like that, which I'll talk about here in just a minute. So just as a reminder of things to do this week, the reflection for our online course is in the form of a discussion forum. And there's a rubric that goes with that, so you can look at the rubric in Moodle on the assignment itself. And a couple key things: we want to make an initial post, which is your initial post, answering the prompt that's there on or before midnight on Tuesday, and then respond to 2 or more classmates discussing their points and what they have to bring to the table by Wednesday at midnight. Okay, so again, my work weeks, or class weeks, if you will, go from Thursday to Wednesday. The start of the week is on Thursday. I know that's a little weird, but it syncs up with the face-to-face course. I like to kind of keep the material the same for both sections simultaneously. So as you go through week one, Thursday through Wednesday, please know that the start of the material is typically on Thursday, and so some of these things that wrap up would be on Wednesday, so that we can start the new week on Thursday. Okay, so don't forget that discussion forum, and put some thought into those. Also, importantly, on the rubric and in anything else that you do, be sure to cite references and include references in your work. That it's important to be able to justify and show support for your thoughts. So your thoughts are written out, but then you have justification for your thoughts through external validation. That's the whole idea there. You want to be able to come to a it's not a debate, but come to a position with a basis of support. And so whenever you're making a suggestion or bringing something to your company or your firm, or you want to promote an idea, it shouldn't just be your idea. It should be your idea that's supported with other external elements. So it's a good habit to get into, and that's one of the things that I want you to really work towards this semester, is thinking through your positions in a logical way, but then also expressing them in ways that others will believe and others will adopt and accept. Okay, so that's what we're doing this week. As I mentioned, this application and reflection. As you read the Encyclopedia Britannica piece, and again, you may want to pause this and just read my narrative here, but this piece puts us into a position where Britannica is facing a lot of environmental change just in the business landscape at the time. There's a noticeable lack of desire for door-to-door sales people, and that was one of their business model strategies. Also, changing technologies with information in the information age being available online really forced them to rethink what they were as a company. At some point, they really viewed themselves as a book company, a company that produced encyclopedias and then sold them. But the true nature of their distinctive capabilities and what set them apart from others is their ability to produce valid information that was true. And as you know, not everything you see on the internet is true. So think of that as like a big advantage that this company could have when compared to things like Wikipedia and other information outlets or depositories that are not vetted the same way that their encyclopedia and their information had been. So instead of turning technology as a big disadvantage, they adopted new technologies, but really leveraged their ability to create valid, reliable information, which is important in the world that we live in. So kind of think about the redefinition of their business model and think about how they redefine themselves by killing off a product that had been available for over 2 centuries. Likewise, as you look into Starbucks, think about how Starbucks started. Think about the interference of the founder Schultz and the interference with business today. Think about kind of like, have they migrated too far away from their origin, and is that necessarily a bad thing? Do they need to reimagine what they are as a business and as a company? And is that the role of the new CEO? Should this new CEO chart new direction, and if so, what should that look like? So there's actually some similarities between these two different companies and their situations. And again, week one, we want to think about the role that marketing has in defining the company and kind of the role they play in bringing value to the marketplace. So exchange is all about value, the value proposition, value in context of competitors and what the market wants, what the market requires. So there's a bunch of things going on there. There's actually a lot to unpack in chapter 1, believe it or not. And I think you've got a lot of ideas to at least chew on this week in particular. As we move on to next week, again, the week starts on Thursday, and I'll be bringing up some more material relating to the Moodle-like videos and topics and some readings and some things like that. That'll start on Thursday again. Should look for that then for sure. We also have our team project introduction in week 2 as well. So on the team project, I'll introduce the project. We'll have a project video to watch. It will go through the different stages of the project. If you look at the schedule, you know that every 4 weeks, basically, week 4, 8, 12, and then week 15, we devote those weeks entirely to the project. We don't add new material, we don't add new chapters, we just take that week and we focus on that. I will be randomly placing everybody into small groups. Your group will be charged with doing the project where you analyze an industry, you analyze a business, you analyze a market, and then from that information you develop a new product concept, and then flesh that idea out as a potential new product for the company that you choose. But steps, so it's a 4-step process. Again, we take time throughout the semester to look at that. Each of the 4 steps has a deliverable where you as a team put together a document. Those documents do all come together at the very end. You can piece them all together. So it can be one comprehensive piece, but we'll do in stages so that we're doing a great job along the way. So that's introduced this next week. Couple other things again next week. Reflection 2. That'll be again same as this week. The first post will be on a Tuesday. Second post or final posting with your responses to classmates will be on the Wednesday of that week. We'll also have the first of 3 cases that'll be coming up. And so there's not a lot of turnaround. It'll be due on September 9th. Again, there are 3 cases. These are fairly in-depth, lengthy cases for you to write about and to analyze. I should be getting that posted here the next few days, but that's something that we can certainly have a separate video on, just to talk about how the case process works and how you should approach a case and all of that. So those will be things that we're moving into the in week 2 for sure. Okay, so with that, I just wanted to kind of give a brief update, kind of touch base with you. I see that everybody is accessing Moodle, so that's fantastic. Make sure you're watching the videos, you're getting the information. As I mentioned to the face-to-face class, and I mentioned it along the line, I probably already said it, I want you to incorporate course material in the work that you turn in, whether it's your reflections or whether your cases, and absolutely the marketing plan or the business, the project plan, the team plan that you do, the team project. This whole semester, it's really important to incorporate concepts you're learning from class, whether it's theories from the text or from the readings or applications, that help you solve problems. Critical thinking involves being able to take course material ideas and apply them. And so if you're doing the work in the class but you're not incorporating course material, it's going to be a big deficiency. It's going to suggest to me that you're not picking up on things, maybe the nuances of the class, or maybe you're not reading the text or watching the material the way you need to be. If I don't see that evidence, then it's going to be a challenging semester. So work in your answers, things we're talking about in class. And always just reach out to me if you should have any questions or anything like that. Hope you're having a great day. Let me know again how things are going if you need help with anything. Best wishes. Thanks.